Hi, Mr. Poilievre.
Yes.
Rob Brownridge, City TV and Omni TV. So I'm looking here at a article from the Journal of the European Economic Association, published just on March 16th. This is a major international study, found no significant impact of carbon taxes on inflation in Europe and a slight deflationary impact in Canada, attributed to the stimulus to investment and supply in non-carbon intensive industries being provided by the carbon tax. So what's your response to that, and what hard data evidence do you have that the carbon tax is a major significant driver of inflation in Canada, opposed to the economic rebound in demand following the COVID pandemic health restrictions?
So what data do I have showing that the carbon tax drives up the cost of living? Well, the Bank of Canada. So the Bank of Canada governor has already said that the carbon tax contributes to inflation. There are all kinds of socialist interest groups that want to justify higher taxes with phony studies, but we know very simply when you raise the cost of the gas and diesel that our farmers use to produce the food and that our truckers use to ship the food, you raise the price of the food itself. Somebody has to pay that price. It is magical thinking to suggest that you can raise energy prices on businesses, farmers, and workers without raising inflation. And we see it right here in British Columbia, where the NDP and Liberals have imposed among the highest carbon taxes. Gas is almost $2 a litre, significantly higher than in other provinces where they fought back against the carbon tax. The worst is yet to come, though, under Trudeau and the NDP. They want to force British Columbians, through the power of the federal government, to raise the carbon tax a full 61 cents a litre. That'll mean people will go hungry. Food banks will be overflowing with people. We'll see more people living in tent cities because they won't be able to afford their home heating bills. That's not the Canada that we know and love. We need is affordable energy. And that is what I will deliver. Instead of raising the price of traditional energy that we still need, let's lower the cost of carbon-free alternatives. Let's incentivize nuclear, hydro, carbon capture and storage, and other sources of energy that Canadians can use to power the grid without emissions. Let's green light green projects like a carbon pipeline to pipe the carbon back into the ground, speed up approval for Quebec hydroelectricity dams, and make it faster and safer to approve small modular nuclear reactors so we can put clean, emissions-free nuclear energy onto our grid. That's the way we bring down emissions and bring down the cost of living at the same time. So let's bring home lower prices.
Okay, and this will be the final question.
If I can. Well, I'd like to ask, are you hereby then labeling the European Economic Association a phony, as you called it, phony socialist body? Would you like to say that the European Economic Association and tell them that they are phony and socialist?
I think anybody who suggests that you can raise energy prices without raising inflation is phony. I think there's a lot of these groups, interest groups that don't worry about the costs to working class people. They jet around and attend their seminars in fancy hotels around the world, and they expect single moms to go hungry. They have no problem forcing jobs out of Canada to more polluting foreign jurisdictions. So I do think that is a phony socialist approach. My approach is to bring home lower prices by axing the tax, bringing down energy costs so that Canadians can afford to eat, heat, and house themselves.
Okay, this will be the final question.